Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we go to Texas Motor Speedway in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series, and we had Jimmie Johnson, our Hendrick Motorsports teammate, in our Xfinity car for this episode here, as he actually had to start in the back after failing a technical inspection, so not what we needed for his potential final Xfinity Series start here. Now in NASCAR Heat 3, as he came through turns 1 and 2, he really obviously wasn't really able to make progress, but he would work his way through the field as he came to about the midway point, working his way into the top 20 here in Texas. So he was marching his way through the field at this point, but he wouldn't get too much further as he came through onto the final lap, running P15, going 3 wide up the middle, now going between Tift and Ryan Reed as he made big contact. They're getting sideways, making a brilliant save there as he came into turn 4. Jimmie Johnson, though, would come through the trial to come through and finish in the 15th position, just in front of Ryan Reed there as they came across the line. So not a great effort for Jimmie Johnson, so hopefully we can turn it around going into the next race, which will be Bristol for the Xfinity Series. But now it's time to set our sights on the Cup Series race here in Texas. For myself, a track that we run pretty well at sometimes, but we seem to always run into trouble here, and that usually takes us out of a good finish. The last time here, though, we did, I believe, finish in the top 10 if I remember correctly, so hopefully we can do that again today here in Texas. And as we came towards our qualifying lap, now coming through turns 3 and turns 4, it felt like a pretty decent lap. I didn't quite get the car down to the bottom like I wanted it to, so I knew it wasn't going to be as fast, but it's still P10 here with a 29.147 with Eric Jones on the pole. So hopefully we can move our way forwards and have a chance to get our first Texas win here in the Cup Series.
Hello, race fans. Today, the stars of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series stampede into Texas for the running of the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. In 2017, this 1.5-mile D-shaped oval received a Texas-sized overhaul when a new layer of asphalt was added and banking was reduced in turns 1 and 2 by 4 degrees. Let's head trackside to see if these drivers have mastered this new configuration. Time to go racing on PRN.
Alright, we're ready to go green here for the O'Reilly Parts 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. Eric Jones on the pole. Kyle Larson down there in P3. Certainly maybe some revenge still owed to Kyle Larson there in the 42 cars. Get ready to go green from P10 here in Texas behind Chris Buescher with a good qualifying effort as the green flag is up. We are underway side by side with the 12 of Ryan Blaney. With behind us we got Suarez and Denny Hamlin, former teammates right there as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Eric Jones trying to get clear of Clint Boyer as they go through turns 1 for the first time here in Texas, and Jones is clear now of Boyer for the lead, and he slides up in front of him early on as we head down the back straightaway. Larson trying to take over second from Boyer as we head down into turn 3 and turns 4, sitting P11 for a brief moment, but using the middle lane to my advantage as we get past Chris Buescher there in the 37, coming up to the outside now of the 12 of Ryan Blaney, closing in on the back of Brad Keselowski in the 2 car there as we head down towards turns 1. Jones out to a pretty decent lead to start these first few laps now as they go 3 wide, way up ahead between Harvick, Larson, and Boyer. Now as we look to the inside of Brad Keselowski, as we go down the back straightaway, and we would get up to P7 as we came through to lap 3 now, following kind of Ryan Blaney as we were looking to the inside of Kyle Larson there as we went down the back straightaway. So we would be able to get to the inside of Larson, but he would get clear for a brief moment, but we would get past him and move up to P4 as I didn't really feel like it was a good chance to get revenge on Larson as it was a very high speed track here at Texas. I didn't feel right to maybe dump him, but we would move up to P4 behind Ryan Blaney, and we would actually run the 12 of Blaney down as we came to lap 13 now here in the stage. We would be able to get to the inside of the 12 trying to take over P3 as there's a car slowing up ahead there down the back straightaway, and it's actually the 42 of Kyle Larson who's been having an issue for the last few laps as we go down into turn 3. He's right in front of the leaders, and sideways he goes as we try to move up to miss him, and we get right into the back of him, and spinning goes the 42 of Larson, and we hang on to the car, and no caution is called here in Texas as the green flag does stay out there as we get hit by Clint Boyer, and we would continue on as we came through turns 1 and turns 2. I tried turn turning the car, and it was just so tight that I drove it right into the wall and got hit by Denny Hamlin, and into the wall we went, and this would just completely mess our race up. But I guess we got payback on Kyle Larson unintentionally, but it happened. And as we came through now with just a handful of laps to go in the stage, we would end up getting a caution, and we would have to stay out, but the damage had been done to our car after hitting Larson to where it made it really tight, and then that put me in the wall, and that made the car even tighter as the green flag returns. And there's only one lap left in the stage at this point, certainly not looking like we're going to get stage points as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2 on the outside of the 21 of Paul Menard. He's getting clear of me. Bowman, our teammate, looks to our inside as we come through the center of turns 1 and turns 2, just barely able to turn there as we're going to get into the wall just about again as we go down the back straightaways. I just can't turn the car at all at this point as we head down towards turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time here in the first stage. It was looking good for us, and all of a sudden things took a turn for the worse now as we come out of turn 4 heading down the front straightaway. For the final time, Kevin Harvick would come through to win the stage, and we would get P16 here in stage 1 after running in top 10 and even the top 5 for the majority of stage 1. Unfortunately, it comes to a bad end for us, but we would get a chance to come to pit road, take 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires, and we would repair the car and fall all the way down to P39, as well as 15 cars stayed out, making it a very interesting start to the second stage now as the green flag is out, and we are once again underway behind the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Jimmy Johnson, our teammate, just up ahead there as we have a lot of big names back here. Like I said, 15 cars stayed out, so we have really 15 slower cars out front right now, and that's a good opportunity for myself to work my way forwards pretty easily here as we go to the inside of Stenhouse and Jimmy Johnson as we head down the back straightaway 3 wide with the 17 and the 48 as we head down towards turns 3 and turns 4. And as we come through turn 3, Johnson, he backs out of the 3 wide, and now it's just myself and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as we come out of turn 4 on the left rear of the 37 of Chris Buescher there as we come across the line. He gets clear, but we stick it back up the inside anyways as we come through the tri-oval heading down into turns 1 and 2, going up the inside of our teammate of Alex Bowman and the 20 of Eric Jones going 3 wide for a brief moment there as we came out of turn 2 heading down the back straightaway. We would continue to just work our way forwards here as we go down into turn 3, trying to get up towards a top 30 position at this point as we come through the center of the corner. Kyle Busch all the way up on the outside there as we come through the center of the corner. He backs out of it, and we would continue working our way up to P24 now as we came to just a lap later on lap 3, continuing to just use this bottom lane to my advantage and pass all of these cars as we worked our way into the top 20 and just continued to move forwards as we came to lap 7, now moving up towards a top 10 position there as we pass Cody Ware, getting through all these slower cars, and this would put us into a top 10 position. We would continue up into the top 5 behind Blaney as there's trouble up ahead though at this point now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. The 38 of David Reagan, he's blowing up as we head down the back straightaway, puts us in the picture now to have a chance to battle for the lead as they're wrecking behind. David Reagan gets slammed and he goes into the inside wall hard as that would bring out the caution here in Texas. And this would once again set us up for a late stage restart now as Kurt Busch leads the way as the green flag is back out here in Texas. It's Kurt Busch, Keselowski in the front row, Ryan Blaney and myself on row 2. Behind us we have Austin Dillon and Landon Castle in the 00 Starcom car as I was giving Keselowski a big push as we came down into turns 1, but it's still not going to be enough as the outside is absolutely horrible at this track now as we come through down the back straightaway side by side with the 3 of Austin Dillon there in the Dow Chevrolet as we head into turn 3 side by side with him. Kurt Busch continuing to lead over Blaney and Keselowski. We would be able to get ahead of Austin Dillon and stick with these next 3 cars as we came to now the white flag in the second stage. Kurt Busch continuing to lead, looking for a playoff point as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. A chance now to look to the inside of the 2 of Keselowski as he pushes up the track as we come out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway now for the final time in the stage. He gets clear as we head down towards turns 3 and turns 4. Kurt Busch setting up for a good result here in the second stage as he's going to come out of turn 4 in command over Blaney now, who's blowing up as we exit the corner through the tri-oval. The caution would come out just before we crossed the line, and Blaney would still be awarded second place points in the stage after blowing up there as we came out of turn 4. We would all once again come to pit road for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and hopefully this will give us a good chance to be strong here in this final stage, as this would put us back 12 positions though as as once again 12 cars stayed out this time as we get ready to start this third and final stage behind the stage 2 winner of Kurt Busch. As the green flag is out, Ryan Blaney, who just blew an engine moments ago, is back in this battle for a potential win all of a sudden, because that's how it works in racing, is you can blow an engine and immediately repair it. Right now, as we go down through turns 1 and turns 2 behind the one of Kurt Busch, just really being careful on this opening lap here in this final stage. This is one of the longer final stages on the schedule. If it stays green the whole way, or we could end up seeing a green flag pit stop, or if we get a caution really early in the stage, we could also see a green flag pit stop, so you don't ever rule it out. Last time I had to make a green flag pit stop at this track, I got a speeding penalty, so hopefully we don't have to deal with a green flag pit stop in today's episode. Now, as we go through turns 1 and turns 2, still behind the one car of Kurt Busch as we exit turn 2. Kyle Busch, he's on my back bumper, but we would start clicking off these positions as we look to the inside of the one of Kurt Busch as we come through the center of turns 3 and turns 4, moving now into a top 10 position. Like I said, we would continue to click off positions and continue to move forwards there as we moved into P9, and as we came to lap 51, we moved up into the top 5 using this outside lane to my advantage on these slower cars. We would look to the outside of the 43, we would get past the 37 of Chris Buescher, and we would run down the 95 of Matt DiBenedetto, only with the 18 of Kyle Busch lurking behind. He was still in the battle now as we head down to the inside of DiBenedetto's going to turn 3, a chance to take over the lead here in Texas as we do just that as we come through turn 3. To the lead we go. Kyle Busch lurking behind us. He tries to get up to P2 as we come through, leading across the line, and there's trouble behind again. It's the 12 once again of Ryan Blaney. Bowman hits the outside wall hard, and the caution would once again fly as Ryan Blaney went spinning through the grass, setting us up for a restart here in stage 3. None of us up front came to pit road. Now, as the green flag is once again out, and we are underway now on the inside of the 95 of Matt DiBenedetto. Kyle Busch behind me in that third position. He's already looking to the inside of the 95 of DiBenedetto, and he has a chance to take over second. And we know Kyle Busch, that's going to be the guy we need to watch out for, because we certainly do not have the fastest car on the track right now. So it's all about just trying to hold him off. Hopefully we can run away on this short run, but if Kyle Busch is able to stick with me, there's absolutely no chance we're going to be able to hold him off now, as it looks like we might end up having a green flag pit stop as well if everything goes the way it goes. And as we came to lap 62, me and Busch had ran away, but I just did not have the speed to hold him off any longer, so I had to make the call and let him go by on the inside. Now, as we came through out of turns 4 through the front straightaway, he would completely drive away, especially as my tires were starting to wear. You see Busch already coming out of turn 2, going down the back straightaway here on lap 70, not even that many laps later, and we would continue to lose time, and it was looking like we were going to need to make a green flag pit stop, and we would be put into that situation. We were going to have to make a green flag pit stop. Now, as we came to lap 77, we had to make the call to come to pit road now, as we only had about a lap of field left. Kyle Busch, he was coming to pit road, our first green flag pit stop in quite some time there, as we duck off the track and onto the apron we go, heading onto the pit lane now. As we came to our pit box, that would only take half a can of fuel and 4 tires as we head into our pit box, hoping for the best stop possible from the team. Now, as thankfully I did not speed onto pit road, keeping ourselves in it, so I thought. Now, as they put the fuel in the car coming on to do the left sides, and Kyle Busch and the other drivers would actually only take 2 tires, certainly putting us in a hole now as we come out of pit road. And it was right here pretty much where I made a realization that a bunch of cars under the last caution at the back of the field, and maybe about the last half of the field, had all come to pit road, and I realized right away that we have really been put into a bad spot. We're not going to even finish probably on the lead lap all of a sudden because of the last half of the field that pitted under the last yellow as we came through now on lap 79, getting past all of these cars of Kevin Harvick and this just gaggle of cars here that were all battling on the lead lap. So we would get up to P20, and that was as far as we would get there as we clear Ryan Truex and the 00 of Landon Castle. So we ran top 10, top 5, and unfortunately we have been really messed over by strategy as we came through, approaching now the final lap of this race, sitting P20, and this was the best I was going to be able to do because we crossed the line. I was hoping really bad that we would get a caution, but unfortunately it wasn't going to happen as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2 for the final time, closing in on the back of Austin Dillon, who's on the lead lap as we exit turn 2, going down the back straightaway for the final time here in Texas. Strategy has hurt our chances here as we go from running up in second, and now we're going to come home here with a 20th place finish. So a very unfortunate strategy on our part, as I didn't realize when that last caution came out that the last half of the field pitted, but we would come across the line to get a 20th place finish here in Texas. Certainly unfortunate, but yeah, like I said, when that caution came out, I had no idea that the kind of like back 20 or so cars came in to pit road, so it was unfortunate for us. If we would have noticed that, we could have pitted and maybe had a chance to win. But Denny Hamlin, he would come through to win the race. Kyle Busch also gets no chance at winning after having a really fast car, and we drop down to second in the points now, behind the 2 of Brad Keselowski, who's looking strong early in the season now. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and other videos of mine. I do really appreciate it. And there we have some drivers who aren't very happy with me, including Kyle Busch. I don't even remember getting into him, but apparently we did at one point, so unfortunate for him. But in the next episode, we go to Bristol in Xfinity, and in the Cup Series, Bristol is a track that I've run really good at in the past, and I've had chances to win here, and then I blow it just because I'm stupid sometimes at this track. So hopefully we can have a chance to maybe get a win at Bristol for the first time in our Cup Series career in the next episode. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.